Hey everybody, Austin back again for the Let's Play video. Today it's going to be Strider for the arcade. That's right, the arcade version of Strider. This is something I've been wanting to do for a long time. I've had the idea of doing this specific game in a Let's Play format for quite some time, but you know, I just never really got around to it. However, I just did my Captain America and the Avengers Let's Play video, and you know what? I downloaded some more ROMs. Strider was one of them. And even though I can play this on my Capcom Classics Collection Volume 2 on my Xbox, I've got my joystick out. There's really no lag in terms of like input lag and whatever, which there is on the Capcom Classics Collection, unfortunately. I figured this would be the ideal place to do it, and now that I've got the joystick out, it was time to go ahead and do it. So, this should be a short and sweet Let's Play, because Strider is not a very long game at all. It's almost like Ninja Gaiden on the NES, where you can beat it in like 10 or 15 minutes flat. It's a very, very quick game, and I kind of like it for that. Strider is one of those games that is just sort of like, just very well put together. It's a little in your face at times, and it's just, yeah, short and sweet. But a very good kind of short and sweet. So, Strider, one of its shticks is that Strider basically has this really big sort of like sword, and it takes up a nice chunk of space on the screen. You can sort of hit enemies above you sometimes because of how it, you know, because of how big the hitbox is, and it's really, really nice. It's a lot of fun to play. There's some cool attacks in the game. For instance, you get a power-up that pretty much doubles or triples the length of your sword, and I'm going to get it right here. Not right here, I'm going to get it right here. There you go, just like that. Strider's sword is huge now, and yeah, it is pretty awesome. Strider was actually one of those games that I played a lot of in the arcades, and not necessarily because I went to a lot of arcades, because really I didn't really have that many arcades around me. I had one, and they typically had your big fighting games and whatnot. But my parents did take me out camping a lot when I was a kid. We'd go to like family campgrounds, and those family campgrounds would have some arcade games here and there. And one of them, we went to this place called Eagle's Nest Campground in Ocean City, Maryland. And at this campground, they had a Strider machine. They also had a Dragon's Lair, and they had a couple other games. But through one of the vacations to this place, I really grew to Strider, and this was like in the mid-1990s. And by the end of the weekend we were camping, I was able to beat the game without continuing. So hopefully I can have a pretty decent run in this Let's Play video, because ever since I really grew to this game back then, I've played it on and off ever since. You know, it's one of those games I'll probably run through and beat once or twice every year. Kind of like Ninja Gaiden. Again, it's that sort of short but sweet... Oh, that was close. That short but sweet nature that this game has, that just makes it a lot of fun to just come back to once every now and then. And because it's not a very long game, I don't really have to relearn it every time I go back to play it. Like, I've still got the same patterns down that I did pretty much back in the mid-90s. It's really nice how that works out. And of course, when you add talking and playing at the same time into the mix, that changes things up a little bit. So, what I like to do with this part is have the long sword, because it makes killing this guy a little bit easier. I like to just wait for him to sort of just come down, and then smack him once, smack him again, just like that. If you don't have the long sword, that guy can be a lot more difficult. Whoa, whoa, what just happened there? That's not supposed to happen. The joystick's not working right. Oh, what? I did not make that jump. That is probably like the first time in years I've missed that jump. I had it just right too. He didn't latch onto it. There we go. That should do it. One of the great things about Strider is the way the sort of physics work in the game is that Strider can build up momentum as he pretty much goes down hills and whatnot, and you can actually kind of use that to your advantage. There are certain parts in the game where you can sort of just jump over certain enemies because you've built up so much speed, and it always feels good being able to do that. And that was one of the great things about this game. And if you kind of jump towards a platform, what'll happen is Strider will typically just kind of latch onto it If you time it just right, like right here, he should just latch onto it. Kind of like that. So when you're playing this game, you kind of want to keep that in mind. And when Strider is on a hill, much like, say, Sonic the Hedgehog or something like that, his jump arc changes big time. And you can't jump as far unless you jump opposite of the hill. Or you try to jump off the hill in the opposite direction as opposed to jumping up the hill. Again, kind of like Sonic the Hedgehog a little bit. And, when you get hit on this part, you want to try to hold up immediately and grab onto the rail of the ship that you're on. You don't want to be up in the cockpit area because if you jump, you can't grab back onto it. So what I like to do is kind of sit out sort of in the middle like this. I try to kill as many of these things as I can to rack up some points. I don't think you get extra lives from points. It's been a while, so I don't quite remember. Ooh, that wasn't supposed to happen. Something to note here, the Sega Genesis version of the game, if you jump up and attack right here, there's actually a hidden power-up, which will give you some life back. In the arcade version, the power-ups are actually in different locations. In some parts, they're in different locations. Or maybe not so much in different locations, but in the arcade version, there is less of them, I believe. And here's a little trick you can do as well. This is something I learned way back in the days. You can sort of just latch on to here to kill this turret, which makes life a lot easier. And one thing I like to do here, this is the boss fight, and the bosses die in pretty much in 2 hits in this game, is I like to slide through the bosses, or slide through these bosses. Oh shoot! That wasn't supposed to happen either. Crap. Let's get back up here. Oh shoot, I'm probably gonna die. Yeah, god damn it, man. That wasn't supposed to happen. They weren't supposed to appear like that. So let's do this again. Unfortunately, you have to get this part just right. And I like to, as I was saying, get up, slide through them while attacking. Your slide does a very small amount of damage, just like that. And that's it. And that should have been what happened the first time I got to them. But they appeared out of nowhere and made my time a little more difficult. Oh. Man, it's so hard to talk and play Strider because it's such a fast game. It's over so quickly, and there's a lot going on. You really have to concentrate in this game. You have to know the patterns. For instance, right here, there are going to be some guys coming down from the sky, and really what happens is you kind of just want to sit in place and attack them until they go away. And that happens a few times in this stage in particular. In this part right here, if you fall down, it's going to be a power-up or some health. Your health bar increases depending on what power-ups you grab. And then pretty much when you grab enough power-ups, you'll get these sort of orbs that fly around you, or these droids, and they shoot out projectiles, and they are very useful. And then after you get a certain amount, you'll get an eagle, and then after that, all your droids and whatnot will pretty much turn into the tiger. When you get hit in this game, definitely take advantage of your invulnerability. Whenever you get hit, you have a few moments of invulnerability. And so, you know, why... Oops. This is an example right here. Oh, it was an example. Can't show it to you anymore. You can build up so much speed, you can actually jump over that spike. But I wasn't able to demonstrate it for you because I'm too busy trying to focus on talking at the same time. Strider, again, is a game that's tough to talk and play at the same time. There's just so much going on. And so much to explain in such a short period of time. This is one of those games that would be fun to do like an involved like strategy video on, where you can just, you know, script it out, you know, and pause every section that you want to explain. Like a sort of like a digital walkthrough. But, yeah, as I was saying a few moments back, take advantage of the invulnerability. Walk through an enemy if you have to, just to make your life easier. Otherwise, you might get hit again. Got it. Like this part, you can run up, speed up a little bit. And I didn't speed up. Why didn't he speed up? What the hell is wrong with it? So run, he's speeding up, a little bit faster, just like that. That's what was supposed to happen. I don't know if it's my joystick or if I'm just not doing it right. But that was a boss, and the bosses in this game, they're not really bosses per se, they're just kind of enemies that take more hits than usual. Yes. One of the things about Strider is when it came out, it had voice acting, you know, kind of like bad voice acting, but it always sounded kind of cool, and I think it still sounds kind of cool. And I think it was one of the earlier games to really have, like, sort of more involved voice acting like this, or more detailistic, like, voice samples, which is pretty cool. One of the things I like to do on this stage is actually sort of just camp out here for a few moments, and these guys will keep coming in and bringing in power-ups. If you keep moving the screen around. Okay. I think they're going to keep bringing them out as we progress on. Ooh, that's bad. And these platforms are like these vines. If you try to jump on them as they go up, they'll actually propel you much higher into the air. I thought you could destroy those. What the hell? So my question is, where are the power-up droids? They're supposed to be appearing. I've never had them not appear like this. They just... And I kind of need some health right now. I'm pretty much about to die, just like that. Damn. Now they're going to appear. Good, thanks. You're like 5 minutes too late. Just like that. You get some power-ups, grind out for them, and that should be sufficient for now. Oh, damn. Double damn. Triple damn. What's happening? There we go. Jump. There we go. Got it that time. Just keep running here and then jump. Just like that. It's gonna be another power-up right here. And of course I got hit. And we had some dinosaurs we're gonna ride. And if you get too high on the screen, pterodactyls start coming at you like this. I like to sort of just sit in place, kind of like this. It's easier to make the jump when the brontosauruses are kind of just in place. There's another brontosaurus right in front of this one. Okay, so he's pretty much still, and I'm going to run and jump through like this. Much easier. Now this one's going to get destroyed, and the boss is going to appear. But what's really good to know on this boss is you can kind of go underneath him and get a power-up. Of course, it's going to be a little more difficult because there's a vine there that sort of just pushes you up. I'm going to run through him just like this. You can actually hit him from behind if you get it just right, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just play it safe from the front. I'm not really playing it safe. Oh, that was bad. It's got a very simple pattern, and that's how most of the enemies and bosses are in this game. They have pretty simplistic patterns, and the longsword is great because you can sort of just tap them from a distance, and the damage is still the same, regardless whether it's at the very tip of your sword or if it's at the end near your body. So I recommend trying to stay as far away as you can, and a lot of times in this game, you don't even actually have to touch the enemies. The hitbox is so big that a couple pixels farther than your sword will actually do damage as well. And you can tell if you're doing damage in this game because the enemies, or at least the bosses, I'm sorry, will blink. There should be some more power-up guys here, I believe. Sometimes? Maybe not. Alright, well let's just progress on. Now there's going to be a turret guy here. Oh! Jump up and hit him, just like that. Whew. We're pretty much at the last level, by the way, guys. We are there. And, I'm probably not going to make this section. I'm probably going to die. But there's a very specific pattern you can follow. You just run, you jump again. Oh! You don't jump again and die like that. Let's try this again. You run, you jump, kill this guy, run, jump again, jump straight up, drop. Oh, that was bad. I didn't get it quite right. Oh, doubly not right. Ugh, jeez. Now I'm not gonna make this because I need more health for this part. There's no way I'm gonna beat this without dying. Or beat this part, I'm sorry. So it looks like I'm gonna continue, which is a shame, but I actually did better than I thought I was going to do. Because I actually haven't played this game in a little while. Oh, I got it! Oh, that's not good. Crap. Duh! You have to run off the edge on that part, otherwise you'll die. I'm not sorry. You'll die by latching onto the wall, which you don't want to do. So you have to fall down like this, and then jump over. Just like so. And in this part, we're going to have a turret again, basically from the beginning of the game. There's a pattern. You can jump over like this. Kill him, and whew, almost got hit. And this is a bit of a gauntlet right here. This is actually kind of a tough part. And this dude appears again. And I died. Got hit by a missile. Alright, so let's try this again. I'm gonna actually stand over here and kill him this way. Primarily because... Oh, I got hit. Your longsword is actually timed. So, I want to have the maximum amount of time on it. Mainly for this big guy right here. Because he's a pain. He's definitely a nuisance enemy. And then it's also good to have the longsword for this guy right here. And then I don't really need the longsword. And I think this is basically my new checkpoint. And again, another one of the great things about Strider is that you will attack pretty much as quickly as you can press the button. Oh, look at that. He's got a very specific pattern you have to follow. Throws out his sword, that's when you want to attack. So, jump, move, dodge, rinse and repeat. Jump, move. Ooh, that was... God damn it. I totally forgot that he reappears here. And that is definitely a part where you want the longer sword. They might give you the longer sword when you come back and fight him again. I don't remember, though. But what's good about this part is once you defeat these guys, you don't have to do it again, as far as I'm aware. You're pretty much checkpointed at the final boss. Or the final stretch, I should say. Alright, good. He jumped back. It's not good when he jumps forward. Makes it a lot more difficult. And this guy is way easier if you have the long sword. There we go. Got it. Alright, this should checkpoint me here, I believe. I don't think I'm going to have to defeat those guys again. Probably not going to beat this right now. I'm probably going to die again. Because Strider, when you only have one pellet, it can be a little difficult. It's one of those games where, you know, on a lot of sections in the game, you're probably going to get hit. At least if you're me. And, oh, like that. That has never happened to me before. But as I said, it pretty much checkpoints us right at this part, which is great. There's no point in attacking the guy. You don't get any points. You don't really do any damage to him. He just goes away. Actually, that's not true. You do defeat him again, and then you fight the final boss. Whoa! Right here. Just like that. Now we are at the final boss. So let's get some health here. And this is kind of a cheesy boss. You kill him just like that by sort of tanking. And I know, that's kind of cheesy, but hey, it's a way of doing it. A lot of the parts of Strider are kind of like that. If you can just tank and you have enough health, you can pretty much get through any part of the game just by mashing. But again, another one of the great things about the game is, like I mentioned already, is Strider will pretty much attack as quickly as you can press the button. So, and every single hit will register as a strong hit. It's not like the enemies have any sort of like invulnerability time as you find in other games. So that's another reason why Strider feels pretty good. Ninja Gaiden's kind of the same way. Ninja Gaiden, the bosses don't really have any invulnerability time, so you can just keep whacking them, and their life will pretty much decline really, really fast. So, Strider is actually a personal favorite of mine from the late 80s. It's got a lot of great home conversions as well, like the Sega Genesis one. Apparently the Turbo Duo, or not Duo, the arcade card version, I think it required the arcade card, the Super CD-ROM. Or maybe it didn't. Maybe it was just a regular CD-ROM. But I heard that one was pretty good too. I never did play it, but I would like to eventually play it sometime. But Strider is a really fun game. If you want to play it and you're not really down with emulation, or at least downloading ROMs from the internet, you can do Capcom's Classic Collection Volume 2 on the PlayStation and the Xbox, and that has Strider on it. It might even be on the Capcom arcade cabinet for the Xbox 360 and other platforms as well, but I'm not 100% certain. I never really invested in that because I already have all the Capcom Classic Collections from the PlayStation 2 and Xbox, so it kind of makes the Capcom arcade cabinet kind of redundant. But yeah, Strider, awesome game. Check it out if you haven't. As usual, guys, I want to say thanks for watching, and I'll be back with another video sometime soon. So until then, take care.